He is known for being a German scholastic philosopher and member of the Canons Regular of the Congregation of Windesheim. He is recognized for his academic achievements and teaching at Heidelberg University and the University of Erfurt. His name is Gabriel Biel. In the small town of Speyer, Germany, a young scholar by the name of Gabriel Biel was born into a world of intellectual curiosity. Raised in a family devoted to the pursuit of knowledge, Biel's parents nurtured his passion for learning and encouraged him to explore the diverse schools of philosophy and art of his time. They wanted him to develop a broad perspective, unbounded by narrow boundaries. Driven by his thirst for knowledge, Biel embarked on a journey that would shape his destiny. He entered Heidelberg University, where he excelled academically and eventually became an instructor in the Faculty of the Arts. However, his thirst for intellectual growth led him to seek a higher degree, and he soon found himself at the University of Erfurt. The curriculum at Erfurt differed greatly from what Biel was accustomed to. Here, the teachings of the renowned philosopher William of Ockham took center stage, emphasizing nominalist views. Biel's exposure to Ockham's ideas, combined with his grounding in the scholastic tradition, positioned him as a unique figure in the philosophical landscape. He became known as an articulate spokesman of the Via Moderna and a discerning user of the thought of Via Antiqua, bridging the gap between the old and the new. Biel's contributions to philosophy and scholasticism would leave an indelible mark on the intellectual world. His ability to synthesize the teachings of different schools of thought showcased his polymathic personality. Through his work, Biel challenged the boundaries between philosophy and theology, leaving a legacy that would inspire future generations of thinkers and learners. Gabriel Biel, known as the last of the scholastics, was a prominent philosopher and theologian of his time. Born in the 15th century, Biel dedicated his life to the pursuit of knowledge and the exploration of religious and philosophical ideas. His contributions to the field of theology and his role in the establishment of the University of Tübingen made him a respected figure in academia. Biel's intellectual journey began with his studies at Heidelberg, Erfurt, and Cologne. After completing his education, he became a preacher at the Cathedral of Mainz, where he also defended Adolf von Nassau and wrote the influential work Defensorium Obedient Apostolis. His dedication and eloquence as a preacher garnered him the position of vicar at the cathedral. Throughout his career, Biel held various positions of influence within the church. He served as the superior of the canons at Butzbach and lived in the House of the Brethren on the Rheingau. Later, he became the first provost of the newly established Brethren House at St. Mark's, where he played a vital role in the promotion and integration of Brethren piety into the educational curriculum. In 1484, Biel's association with Duke Eberhard I led to the founding of the University of Tübingen. He was appointed as the first professor of theology in the new faculty, a position that he held with great distinction until his death. Biel's teachings and writings reflected the influence of his master, William of Ockham, and showcased his deep understanding of theological concepts. Despite his advanced age, Biel's dedication to teaching and his intellectual prowess remained unmatched. He served as the rector of the university in 1484 and 1489, further establishing his reputation as a leading scholar. Biel's philosophical works and his role in shaping the University of Tübingen solidified his position as one of the most celebrated members of the faculty. As Biel approached the end of his life, he retired to the newly founded Brethren House of St. Peter's at Einsiedel near Tübingen, where he peacefully passed away. His contributions to the field of philosophy and theology left a lasting impact, earning him the title of the last of the scholastics. Gabriel Biel, a prominent theologian of the Renaissance era, was known for his unique approach to philosophy. While he was a nominalist, he also displayed tolerance for realism and had friendly relations with the humanists. This allowed him to bridge the gap between different intellectual eras and engage with the social movements of his time. Biel's theological writings were highly regarded and even brought into discussions at the Council of Trent. Biel's most influential work was his commentary on the sentences of Peter Lombard, which would later have a major impact on Martin Luther during the Reformation. Although he considered William of Ockham his master, Biel's later writings showed a leaning toward Scotism rather than nominalism. Despite being a scholastic, Biel was not excessively speculative and focused on questions and needs of actual life. His clarity of expression was achieved through contrasting diverse positions, giving his philosophy a synthetic nature. In the midst of a transition period, Biel found himself involved in a controversy surrounding the election of the Archbishop of Mainz. He unequivocally campaigned for Adolf von Nassau and was forced to flee Mainz as a result. While in hiding, Biel wrote the Defensorium Obedient Apostolis, a treatise on the extent of papal authority and the role of Scripture. In this work, he acknowledged the primacy of the Roman pontiff but maintained the superiority of general councils. He displayed a delicate balance between his scholastic and modern views of theology. Biel's philosophical thought was not considered straightforwardly innovative but rather had a synthetic nature. His ability to contrast diverse positions allowed for a greater understanding of complex concepts. This approach enabled him to defend various controversial opinions of his time, such as the derivation of ecclesiastical jurisdiction from the Pope and the inherent power of sacerdotal orders in absolution. Biel's ideas on baptism, religious freedom, and the legality of certain contracts were also noteworthy. Gabriel Biel's philosophy continues to hold relevance today as it offers a perspective that embraces diversity and seeks clarity through examining contrasting viewpoints. His ability to navigate the complexities of his time serves as a reminder that in our daily lives, we too can strive to find a balance between different perspectives and engage with the social and philosophical challenges of our own era. Gabriel Biel, a philosopher known for his progressive views on political economy, believed in a comprehensive understanding of market prices. He argued that the just price of a commodity is determined by human needs, scarcity, and the difficulty of production. Biel's enumeration of these factors surpassed that of his predecessors, making it more complete and reasonable. His groundbreaking ideas in economics were recognized by Wilhelm Roscher, who praised Biel for advancing the field beyond what had been previously established. In his commentary on the sentences, Biel also challenged societal stigmas surrounding the occupation of the merchant or trader. Unlike St. Thomas, who attached a negative connotation to these professions, Biel saw them as inherently good. He believed that merchants deserved remuneration for their labor, risks, and expenses. Biel's progressive stance on this topic showcased his forward-thinking mindset and his ability to challenge traditional beliefs. Biel's contributions to economic thought extended beyond market prices and the role of merchants. He wrote a special work called Ein Wahrhaft Goldenes Buch that denounced the debasing of coinage by princes as dishonest exploitation of the people. He condemned rulers who curtailed popular rights to natural resources, such as forests, meadows, and water, as well as those who imposed arbitrary taxation burdens on the populace. Biel also criticized wealthy sportsmen who encroached upon the lands of the peasantry. His strong stance against these injustices demonstrated his commitment to social equity and fairness. Gabriel Biel's philosophy on economic matters offers valuable insights for our daily lives. His emphasis on considering human needs, scarcity, and production difficulty in determining prices encourages us to be conscious consumers. By understanding the factors that govern market prices, we can make informed choices and contribute to a fairer economic system. Biel's recognition of the value of merchants and their entitlement to remuneration reminds us to appreciate the efforts and risks taken by individuals engaged in trade. Furthermore, his condemnation of exploitative practices by rulers and the wealthy encourages us to advocate for social justice and resist unjust actions in our own communities.
Do you want to explore more philosophers? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.